Right now, while you're watching this video, the richest people in America are making moves with their money that they really don't want you to notice. Warren Buffett, the guy who literally became the richest investor on earth by buying and holding stocks, has been quietly selling for 3 straight years. He dumped 2/3 of his Apple shares, slashed his Bank of America stake, and now he's sitting on $381 billion in cash, more than any company in history. Jeff Bezos sold $13 billion of Amazon stock this year alone. Mark Zuckerberg dumping Meta shares almost every single day. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Chase, the biggest bank in America, just sold stock in his own company for the first time in 18 years. So here's my question for you. What do they know that you don't? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Look, I'm going to be straight with you. If you've got money in a 401k, an IRA, index funds, or honestly any stocks at all, this affects you, because here's what's really going on. The stock market right now, it's more expensive than it's been in 25 years. There's this thing called the Shiller CAPE ratio. Basically tells you how pricey stocks are compared to what companies actually earn. Right now, it's at 39.42. The only time it's ever been higher? December 1999. You know what happened 3 months later? The dot-com crash wiped out $5 trillion in wealth. And there's another indicator. They literally call it the Buffett Indicator. Compares total stock market value to the size of the whole US economy. Right now, it's at 234%, the highest in recorded history. Buffett himself said anything above 200% means you're playing with fire. So let me ask you something. If the richest, smartest investors in the world are cashing out, and all the warning signs are flashing red, why is nobody telling regular people like us? I'll tell you why. Because Wall Street makes money when you stay invested. CNBC doesn't get ratings by telling you to be careful. Your financial advisor doesn't get paid when you move to cash. The system isn't designed to protect you. It's designed to keep you in the game. Now here's what Wall Street really doesn't want you to know. This isn't the first time the rich have quietly headed for the exits. And every single time they did it before, they were right. Let me show you the pattern. 1999. Everybody and their grandma was buying tech stocks. Pets.com, Webvan, companies with zero profit and billion-dollar valuations. CNBC was non-stop hype. Jim Cramer was telling people to buy, buy, buy. You know what Warren Buffett was doing? Sitting on cash. Wall Street called him a dinosaur. Buffett doesn't get tech, they said. He's lost his touch. Then March 2000 happened. The NASDAQ crashed 78%. Regular Americans lost their retirement savings, their kids' college funds, everything. And Buffett? He was buying companies for pennies on the dollar while everyone else was crying. Fast forward to 2007. Housing market's on fire. Banks are handing out mortgages like candy. Everyone's flipping houses. Real estate never goes down, they said. Where were the billionaires? Michael Burry, the guy from The Big Short, was betting against the housing market. John Paulson made $15 billion in a single year betting on the crash. And Buffett? Cash pile. Again. September 2008. Lehman Brothers collapsed. The market crashed 57%. Regular people lost their homes, their jobs, their savings. And Buffett? He walked into Goldman Sachs and got a sweetheart deal that's still making him billions today. You see the pattern here? Every time the market gets this expensive, every time regular people are told, everything's fine, the rich quietly move their money to safety, and then they wait. And right now, Buffett's cash pile is more than double any previous peak. He's got more money in treasury bills than the Federal Reserve. Let that sink in. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not telling you to panic. I'm not saying sell everything and hide your cash under your mattress. That's actually the opposite of what the rich do. Let me show you what billionaires actually do when they see trouble coming. First, they don't panic sell. Buffett still has over $300 billion invested in stocks right now. He didn't dump everything. He's being selective. Big difference. Second, they build cash reserves. Not all their money, but enough that when the market drops 30%, 40%, they've got dry powder to go shopping. That's literally how Buffett made his fortune. He calls it being greedy when others are fearful. Third, they look for value, not hype. While everyone's chasing AI stocks and meme coins, Buffett just bought Domino's Pizza. Seriously, a pizza company. because it makes actual money and was trading at a reasonable price. Ray Dalio runs the biggest hedge fund in the world, calls this all-weather investing. You position yourself so you're okay whether the market goes up, down, or sideways. Here's what Charlie Munger, Buffett's partner for 60 years, said before he passed. The big money is not in the buying or the selling, but in the waiting. The rich aren't panicking, they're positioning. There's a massive difference. All right, so here's the real question. What do you actually do with this information? Because knowing what the rich are doing means nothing if you don't take action yourself. Here's the playbook, the same one billionaires use. Step 1, check your exposure. Open your 401k app right now, your brokerage account. Look at what you actually own. If your entire retirement is in 1 or 2 index funds that track the S&P 500, you're 100% exposed to whatever happens next. Step 2, build your cash position. You don't need $381 billion like Buffett, but having 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash, plus some extra to invest if the market drops, that's your safety net and your opportunity fund. Step 3, stress test your portfolio. Look at every stock you own and ask yourself, if this dropped 40% tomorrow, would I buy more or panic sell? If the answer is panic sell, maybe you shouldn't own it in the first place. Step 4, think like the rich. Most people see a market crash as a disaster. Billionaires see it as a sale. The biggest transfer of wealth in history happens when regular people panic sell and rich people buy. Here's what Jeff Bezos says. When the tide goes out, you see who's been swimming naked. Don't be the person caught naked. Look, I want to be real with you for a second. Nobody, not Warren Buffett, not Elon Musk, not Ray Dalio, not your coworker who called the last crash. Nobody knows exactly when or if the market's going to tank. But here's what we do know. The richest people in America are quietly moving to cash at a pace we've never seen before. Every valuation indicator that's ever predicted trouble is flashing red. And January 1st, Warren Buffett, the greatest investor who ever lived, is stepping down and leaving behind the largest cash pile in corporate history. That's not a coincidence. That's a message. The rich are preparing for something. The question is, are you? If this video opened your eyes to something you weren't seeing before, do me a favor, smash that like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who need to see it. And if you want to understand exactly how the wealthy build and protect their money while everyone else panics, subscribe and hit the bell, because this is just the beginning.